Thank you very much for coming in to this RubyWorld Conference 2022. The short presentation by sponsors are just going to start soon. The first one is the Ishikawa-san and the technology. Yes, I would like to say something about Redmine improvement. This is my self-introduction. Far-end technology, and then I belong to the service development crew. My name is Ishikawa. Development of Redmine and Redmine plugin and other in-house system development, that is my job. And now I'm joining this conference, particularly at the lunch station time, but actually I couldn't get the money to buy lunchbox. So I feel envious for other people who are now eating their lunches. And here, this is about a far-end technology here, and that is located in Matsue, and this is the scale of our company. And far-end technology, we are now recruiting our colleagues working together with us at far-end. If you have an interest in this, why don't you just reach me? And I use the word Redmine at the time I introduced myself, but do you know what this is? Redmine software. That is open source software for project management. It is free. You can just download this program anytime, and this is for the purpose of bug management and planning and progress management and customer support management, server management, other things. There are many things you can do. And then 2006, 25th June, that is the first launch time, and so that means more than 15 or 16 years this program Redmine have been evolving. This is not new one, but this is rather big in scale nowadays. But 6.17, we updated this one to 6.17, and the wireless log, the Oatbell, that is changed. Another one, well, that was quite tough and challenging because the directory code was a little bit different from the current version of a wireless, and plug-in was destroyed and something like that. It was tough. And here, this is the aligned code versus years from 26 to 2022. As you see here, the volume of code that is increasing steadily, or only one way. And the Redmine, we offered some Redmine-based softwares, and then here, not only the cloud-based services, we are involved in the development of Redmine programs and other softwares for our customers. We are involved in the development of open sources of Redmine as well. And then here, 38% of the cases, that is 54 out of 143, they have been developed by far-end technology. Actually, our company president is the committer of this Redmine. So just I would like to just going back to the jobs I do, what I do at our company. Here, this is the rough idea or summary of my own jobs at the company. So, first one is just decide a ticket or task ticket. The Redmine development project that is visible to anyone, that is in open public domain. So the tickets are just registered, and the bug reports and the others discussions are just going on the online. And then sometimes I just come up with new ideas of the improvement of Redmine, and then sometimes I start to working on that. And the Redmine that is most often used within a company, so if there is something I can find, I try to improve that. The next one is additional function and bug fixing. I have to write this kind of a code. And then the specification of a function that is included as well. And then here, that has been 16 years, so that means there is a lot of just lines of code, and it is easier to learn code by reading this one, GitHub and others. Well, this code and this method that is rather old, written in 16 years ago, that is quite stimulative. And nowadays, ticket is linked with the code, and we can tell something of the background of the ticket or the lines of code. But if that is old lines of code, it is quite difficult to understand the background, but that is fun. Try to know that as well. And test code, I'm involved in the test code writing as well, and then this is necessary or essential to just have a commit. But just without the test may be able to be added to patch, but perhaps there may be somebody just who suggests that why don't you just write a test code as well. And a version app. Yes, there is a good just a test code that is available on Redmine, so we just keep up the version app as well. And then after the road writing, I just support this kind of way, and then there may be some feedback from the community. And not only feedbacks, and sometimes there is some ideas or suggestions to improve the line of code I have written, so that is a very great lesson I can learn through the communication within this kind of open information exchange and communication. That is a very place for us to learn about coding. And then if there is no problem, there is no problem, then the committer would commit this code onto the Redmine community. So this is how I do my own job at my company. And the next is about Redmine improvement at Fine Technology. In order to make it easy to develop a Redmine program, so we have regular Redmine improvement meetings at Fine Technology. We share this kind of a screen and then discuss tasks, and then oftentimes Slack huddle meeting that is often used so that we can just communicate remotely. And the Redmine committers and the developers and the supporters, I think there are many people who are very well just versed in the Redmine programming, and if there is something I cannot solve alone, then it is easier for me to consult or find and consult with somebody the how to just implement the new program, and then how to do with the specifications. So it is easier for me to just think about these kind of things, and then develop new things responding to the customers' needs and demands. That is another thing we can do. So Redmine and just development, that is a part of our official jobs at our company, and we would like to just continue this kind of effort furthermore into the future. And then lastly, I would like to repeat this slide again. Fine Technology is now looking for new employees, particularly the engineers or developers, for example, AWS-based solution planning, designing, structuring, and management, and the Ruby and Rails and JavaScript framework, developers and application developers. And if you are not interested in this kind of thing, we just offer very tasty, delicious coffee in a booth. So why don't you just visit our booth and enjoy coffee? And then there is some time I have to go. So Zeitberg. I just talked about some trouble experienced about the conversion in the Zeitberg, and that is just the searching way. Just change the file name searching, and so it may be easier. But if you just follow the Rails correctly, then there should be no problem. But Redmine that was created 16 years ago, so that means the file, just the code of 5 rules are not like current Rails. And the Rails rock, that is there is a classic mode to avoid that kind of things, but eventually that is just related to the Rails. So Rails log. That is what we do, although my environment is very small. Wiki page, RB page. So wiki page RB, as you see here. sometimes we try to break down this kind of thing into multiple sections, and this is leaf div RB and Redmine div, the class div. That means there is some mistake or error of naming. And then also sometimes if I find that you cannot do anything at all, then you can just insert ignore or inflector. That's another one, that is to overwrite the class-defined name. So that is just some examples we have experienced, a kind of a tough experience. So this is not so easy, and if you still try to do something with that mind, and so please just keep doing that. That's all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ishikawa-san from Far End Technology.
Ladies and gentlemen, now Sky Corporation System Support Department Instructor Namiki-san, please. Good afternoon. I am Namiki from Sky Corporation. Today, I would like to share with you our product SKYSEA Client View. Before going into the topic, let me briefly introduce our company. Our company was established in 1985, 35 years ago in Kyoto. We have headquarters in Tokyo and Osaka, and we have more than 3,500 employees in 12 cities in the country. Our business actually have two types. First type is software, planning, development, and support, and ICT environment arrangement, and the other one is software development and evaluation verification. We are dealing with software development and system integration. That's our main business. Now, let me go into the main topic. So, I think some of you may hear the word SKYSEA Client View for the first time. So let me briefly introduce. And IT assets, including a client PC and in-house server software network, can be integrated and controlled, and we can help prevent infrastructure information leak. And this has been already introduced by Shimane Prefecture and other prefecture. Version 1 was released in 2007, and we actually have the intake of various feedbacks, and we continue improvement of the system. Even its first time, the screen is easy to handle, and we have the big icon and the cursor, and implication of operation can be shown, so even a beginner can easily use it. So on-premise, this has been provided since the release. Now, a cloud version is available since last year. So according to your environment, you can select the most suitable edition, and on-premise and cloud, both functions will be substantialized. Now, let me talk about more in details about the function of the SKYSEA. So this is a function to be able to grasp the current condition of the hardware. So agent is installed to its PC, then hardware information can be collected automatically. Then automatically ledger can be made. So the managers do not have to manually enter. So the number of the units of the PC and the version of OS and the most recent asset condition can be seen. At the same time, application installed on the PC can be collected automatically. Then, for each application or for PC, install situation can be confirmed. By registering information, the license status and how it is used can be found out. When application vulnerability is found, then immediately you can grasp which application is installed in which PC. And you don't have to ask the employees to do the distribution of the update version. And not only installation, but installation can be done. And if you fail in distribution, you can do the redistribution to the target PC. For each group, you can have the different date of distribution. Therefore, network overload can be avoided. And not everything goes from the server. For each segment, the relay in the terminal is automatically selected so that the server load can be minimized. So this is how we can work on to the unified PC environment and optimization. And OS can be updated, and Windows update can be restricted in our system. After a new system is released, automatic update can be delayed, and also update for the some particular cases can be controlled so that with limited transmission of the traffic, work will not be deterred. And also Microsoft Office can be updated. So I think the distribution point should be set for Microsoft Office Reader, but the control screen is already mounted. So schedule setting can be done to check the schedule and also the timing of the distribution. And for some of the edition, this is an optional item. Now, I would like to talk about the log control function. Now, the right-hand side, there are 15 types of the log is collected. So when you start a PC to complete various operation, history can be checked. So when you want to check the log, number 1 or 2, the category, the period or the keyboard can be selected. And also lower part, number 3. And this is the result of the checking, like sending a confidential file on the Gmail, or some mail can be changed to the in-house mail only. So this kind of operation can be checked. So some potentially risky operation can be grasped, and also you can actually check the log computer. So after power is still on and the work is over, then at a certain time point the mouse or other things did not work, then it is considered at the end of the operation. And SKYSEA log can be used for the actual work, like attending or leaving the work site. That can be also used so that work time can be controlled by the company. On top of that, message to let you know the end of the work hours. And this is very convenient so that your workforce can finish work on time. And overtime work is applied using this screen. And if you need a forceful implementation, then at a certain time point, you can just lock down and the network, or automatically the power can be off. Now, of course, the employees should work on, and later on the operation is checked. But the real-time operation will be transmitted to the manager, and also operation is limited by some reason, especially when a confidential file is locally transmitted, that is deleted quickly, and 5 web upload can be banned. That kind of policy is available. On right hand side, and this kind of alert message can also be shown on the desktop screen of the user so that the policy can be distributed and the security awareness of the employees can be enhanced. And USB device can be controlled. This can be the root of information leak. So the read-only or usable or not usable, these 3 types of categorization possible. However, if you ban all the USB device, then work will be deterred, and someone will need to USB device on certain occasion. In such a case, for each one of USB, you can control to make it read-only or user. So only for sales division, USB can be used, or certain employees can be used for the certain purposes. You can set like this. And also, outside the company, you have to use a USB device. Then a dedicated tool can be used so that it can be used temporarily. So USB device utilization in-house can be minimized so that you can work to prevent information leak. So not only information leak prevention, and also the countermeasures against the outside attack is also done. The UTM can actually check the suspicious transmission, then such transmission is automatically severed. Then secondary damage can be prevented and avoided. And besides UTM, endpoint security product available, and it can work as a vector. So malware can be detected, then the target PC is automatically severed from the network. And the UTM linkage, in case of UTM link, still communication with SKYSEA is available, so the person in charge can check whether or not that PC still can be okay. Then if it's acceptable, then the PC can be reconnected again. This kind of remote control function is very useful. So the user and the manager can use the same screen. So in order to explain the operation, or in order to cope with the trouble, you can use this screen. You can share the screen. This is also optional in some of the editions. How did you feel about that? If you are interested in this SKYSEA Client View, could you please go visit the exhibition booth? I hope you will visit by to see our products in detail. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Namiki-san from Sky. Thank you very much for waiting. And the next is KIWI GO. And Kawabata-san and Mizuguchi-san, they are the presenters. Yes, good afternoon. Well, 3 days of a week, every other week with the same amount of salary. And then KIWI GO, that is a health care management service, which have saved the 10 kilo overweight me. Here, I'm Kawabata, the president of Agile Wearer. Well, actually, I'm originally the engineer, development engineer. In this August, Redmine handbook, I just has published this book. it took sorry, it took 3 years. No need to say that. Well, Maeda-san, just an introductory Redmine, just I referred to that book very much, but anyway, I could just publish this book. And my name is Takashi Mizuguchi, and my colleagues and my friends call me Gus-san. And at Agilewear, 7 or 8 years ago, actually 7 or 8 years ago, I just joined this company and then repeated the business trip between Osaka and Tokyo, and almost 4 times a week. And then the Redmine, just I'm involved in the marketing and promotion of Redmine, and then from the beginning to 500 companies or clients. Just I was alone to sell this product. Yes, thank you very much. And then this year, we are now celebrating the 10th anniversary of this company, and we are located in Osaka, just near Osaka Castle. And we have office in Tokyo as well, and just rent some space in Tokyo as well. And then in December, just we are going to just move Alco Tower building that is just near the very famous Korean barbecue restaurant. And then the head count is 50. And actually, suddenly we have just decided 3 days off a week on second and the fourth Wednesday. Sorry. That is every other week. That means that second and fourth Wednesday of the month that is off. And then here, this is thanks to the Light Redmine, and that is a major business we do, and that is a Gantt chart and a waterfall supporting program, and then Agile. This is a quite an easy program. It's a dashboard, and then the resource management and other things. There are a lot of functions that is worked on by managers, and then more than 6,000 companies have adopted this program, and most of them are industrial companies, but there is some other companies as well. And 30 days of use, that is a trial, and you can use this program free of charge, and we have a very good, excellent track record. So, going back to the previous talk, that is 3 days off a week. That is not Friday. The Wednesday is off every other week. So that means you can take holidays or just off and on and off and on and off. So you can repeat that kind of a cycle. And then why we have decided 3 days off a week or a 4-day work week? Because you cannot say that the longer time you work, then they are better and more performance you can see. That is not true. That is not the case. So you need to just keep the high motivation and then concentration, and then should work sustainable manner, and then then you can see a good successful result. And then Agile development. Actually, I've been just involving Agile development very seriously when I was just an engineer. And then within that 12 practice, there is some practice 40 days a week. And that means 8 hours by 5 days. IT industry was so active, but that may have meant that people just had to do some overwork as well, a very long time. But by practicing the 40 hours a week, we can just keep the high motivation concentration and then just repeat short cycle releases. And this is our mission. So the customer satisfaction, that is the first priority. And we would like to just develop and offer software quickly, and that should be of a very high value. And then, but how many hours per week that is most productive? Actually, nobody knows that kind of thing. That's right. So 2 days off, that means a 5-day work week, may be more productive. However, we have decided to just use or adapt for the work week every other week. That means 32 hours a week. And then we wanted to have a try to demonstrate that is quite productive. And then nowadays people are just paying more attention to the productivity itself rather than labor working hours. And nowadays the improvement to QOL is quite important. You need to have an optimal balance between work and private life. And that means a well-being improvement. So well-being include physical and mental and social happiness. So you should be happy from any perspective. And if everybody is happy working at a company, then that needs to satisfaction and happiness of customers as well. And then you can just seek this kind of a well-being through a good cycle, then eventually you can see a good company and a good product. And this is another example we do at a company related to the well-being. So from 2020, actually February, we decided to do the remote work, 100% remote work. And as a result of that, just I gained 10 kilo as a result of that 100% teleworking. And I'm not young anymore, and it was so easy to gain weight. And I put this kind of a headband and do some running and other sports. Then yes, I could just control my weight by 10 kilo. Just return to the pre-COVID weight. And next month, that means 4th of December, Naha, actually a marathon. I'm just entered. I'm going to just join the marathon event in Naha in Okinawa together with him, and we want to survive. Yes, and I'm worried about my own knees very much. But anyway, you need to just pay attention to the well-being and the health conditions of your employees as well. And that is a kind of a social requirement nowadays. And then last year, November, we launched a KIWI software to help the company do that. And here, the promotion of the sports or physical activities and team competition, working competition. You can do this kind of thing using this software. And one of the features of this software is that is to stimulate the communications among employees as well. And the physical activity is one thing, but nowadays the communication, the needs to have a better communication among colleagues. That is just more higher needs in the society. Yes, that's right, particularly at bigger companies. And first and second month and the third month, as you see here, with the use of this kind of a program, you can see the actually increase in physical activities. So good conditions physically, mentally, and socially as well, and that is help create a good and much better working environment. And then so the well-being that is also just linked with well-being as well, and particularly KIWI, it's focused on these two. So this is the charge for using a KIWI. Actually, yesterday, I did some discussion just outside of this venue, and then there is a new charging plan just set up. That is a flavor plan, the 100 yen per month. That is a new plan which has just started. And then you can experience this program 30 days free of charge. So not only within the company, but even outside of the company, we would like to just make people happy together with this kind of software. And here, this is special pose that is related to or as a symbolic of the Izumo or shrine. And there is some handbook available for free charge in a booth as well. So why don't you just drop in a booth as well. That's all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kawabata-san and Mitsuguchi-san. KIWI GO. So that's it about the short presentation by Ruby and the Platinum sponsor companies. And then RubyWorld Conference 22. We are going to just resume in the afternoon soon later. Thank you.